Hi, my name is Jeff, and in this video I'm going to tell you what you need to know to make your own foam machine. This video will show you how to make a professional style party foam machine, but be aware that the total cost of the materials used adds up to about $300, so it's not for everybody, but this is the right way to do it. The two most expensive parts you'll need for this project are an air blower and a sump pump. The blower fan is going to run you about $200, the sump pump will be somewhere around $80. Which that is the bulk of the cost of this project. Everything else is just scraps of garden equipment. So yeah, you got to make an investment unless you happen to have these things laying around. The pump I use is a 1.6 horsepower sump pump that I got at the Home Depot. When you're picking out your sump pump, make sure you get one that has the threads of a garden hose, the standard garden hose threads on the top. It'll make everything a lot easier. The blower fan I use is a 3/4 horsepower carpet drying fan, which you're probably going to have to buy at a specialty hardware store because the mainstream hardware stores don't seem to sell that many of them. I could only find one model at Home Depot, and it's a little too expensive. I've taken the bag partly off the front so I could show you how I did the pipes inside. I just used a T and some elbow joints and then some garden sprinkler heads, and I bought the Home Depot also for, it was maybe $1. And I just cable tied it to the grill inside the fan itself, and then just I epoxied the cut into the hose into there, which then runs to this end out here. And that's it. That's all there is to it. I also glued industrial strength Velcro around the outside rim of the fan so that I could take the bag on and off and change it out without having to keep putting new holes inside the housing. This mesh is the secret nobody ever tells you what it is. See, the air blows from the fan into the bag, and then the sprayer heads inside the bag coat the inside with the soapy liquid, which then flows through the tiny holes in here, creating all the bubbles. And I found, it took me a long time to find what the actual material was, but I found this thing called weedblock. They sell it at the Home Depot by the rolls. Yeah, I got a ton of it left over. I used so little. And I basically just stapled it into a bag and attached it to the front of the machine. And I actually have it held on by Velcro. So in case this one gets screwed up, I can just make another one really quickly. This is still the original one. But this is the main secret right here, the weed block. The last thing I'll need is a large container to hold the foam fluid in. I used a 25-gallon water tank, but you could pretty much use anything that holds water. The foam mixture itself is just dish soap diluted in water. I use about a 5% mixture, so for the 25 gallons of my tank I was using about 4 liters of dish soap for 25 gallons. And that was actually quite a lot of water that I only had to refill my tank. I only had to refill the tank maybe once during a party that lasted most of the night. You want to avoid using dish soaps with any lotions, heavy scents, or antibacterial even, because you're going to be standing in it for hours, and you don't want anything that's going to dry out your skin or start smelling bad. The way the machine works is you set the sump pump into your foam fluid, attach it to a garden hose, then attach the other end of that hose to the hose on your machine. Then the water flows through the hose into the sprayer nozzles where it's sprayed onto the mesh bag, and when you turn on the fan, the air is forced through it, creating bubbles, and it comes out really fast. I actually only ever put this thing on low, and it works just fine. The last thing I want to say is that this thing can destroy your house because you are dumping like 40 gallons of water on the floor over the course of the night. And also, you want to be careful not to use it near any electrical stuff because everything in the room gets wet, like no matter what. So just be careful with it and have fun. Yeah. I hope it helps. If you have any questions, leave comments. And yeah, thanks for watching.